This video is sponsored by Best No Copyright Music. I'm often asked where it is I get the music that I include in my videos. The answer to that question is Best No Copyright Music. Whether you need music for your own creative needs, your own videos, and you just want to vibe out to some of the best tunes on the web, Best No Copyright Music. Link to their channel is in the description.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Samsung Galaxy S23 season, and it is unboxing day. I've got the T-Mobile version of the S23 Plus just in, so I thought I'd unbox it for you right away. Again, retail version straight from T-Mobile. It's awesome that they're sending these out early. And of course, I got my free storage upgrade. So the base version of this comes in 256 gigabytes of storage. But as I turn this around here or look at the bottom and cover up some of these codes like the IMEI code, you see I've got 512 gigabytes of storage in this. So this one is in the Botanic Green, I believe is what they called it. But when I looked at it in person, the display models kind of looked more toward the gray side from most angles, which is actually what attracted me to this. So on the front, you see the picture of the S23. And it is in the color that you ordered. It says Galaxy S23 Plus on the bottom. On this side, you've got Samsung branding and a sticker with an important quote-unquote notice. And then taking a look at the top, nothing. The other side, Galaxy S23 Plus branding and another sticker. On the back, it gives you your package contents. And you don't really get too much in the box anymore, but star of the show, of course, is the phone, so at least you still get that. So without further ado, let's get this thing unboxed. And by the way, I get this question pretty often about where it's made. It's almost always Vietnam, and once again, made in Vietnam this time around. So let's wiggle this out. Whoa, and here we are. Got this piece of cardboard right in front of the phone here. Let's take a look at the rest of the contents of the box before we take a look at that. You've got your SIM ejector tool, and you've got a USB-C to USB-C cable. You've got your SIM ejector tool, you've got your USB-C to USB-C cable, some booklets. That's really all you get in here. I'll put all this back inside. And then, of course, on this side of the box, right over here, you have your device. Have it looking nice, and I will put that down for now and show you that there is nothing else in this box. So the unboxing experience is getting faster and faster as time goes on, but what can we do? Here we are, Galaxy S23 Plus. Let's have a moment of silence to unpeel. Back, nothing to unpeel. This is a really nice color, nice device. Not usually crazy about green, but they did a pretty good job with this. And I am going to dedicate an entire video on just what color this is, because you see it from different angles in different videos, it looks different. I'll show it in different lighting, etc. So if you're interested in that before making your purchase decision, or just interested in general, hit that subscribe button to know when that video drops. So as you see, the design changes here on the back. You've got your sort of teardrop design here. The 3 cameras, got your flash right next to it, Samsung branding on the bottom there. On the sides, nothing on this side, but you do have some plastic to unpeel. And it's kind of a pet peeve of mine when people do not unpeel this in their unboxing videos, because you don't get as accurate an idea of how the metal chassis looks when people don't peel these. So there goes that one. I believe we've got another one. I'll unpeel that as well. And there we go. Very nice. All right, I believe that's it as far as unpeeling any plastic is concerned. So really nothing on this side. And for me on the camera, that metal chassis is showing up with a slightly more hint of green than when I'm looking at it in person. It's more of a dark gray, just the slightest hint of green. So just something to consider once again. And I think in most videos, the green you see is more on the misleading side because it is less green in person. It's definitely green, but not as much. On this side, your volume rocker, power button. This is your 5G antenna right there. On the top, a microphone. On the bottom, microphone, speaker grill. Same layout really as the S22 Plus. USB-C port right in the middle, and you've got your SIM tray. That's right, Apple, a SIM tray. And speaking of that SIM tray, let me pop my SIM in from my S22 Plus, do a little side-by-side comparison, and quickly go through the setup process. And we're back here. The SIM card snapped nicely into place. Let me put my other SIM tray back in my S22 Plus, and let's power this on. Press and hold there. And finally, we get our Samsung logo. And while that is booting up, let's bring in our S22 Plus here in white. And by the way, I am also getting in an S23 Plus in that cream color. So if you want to see that as well, again, you can subscribe to know when that video drops, and I'll do a color comparison with the white from the S22 Plus, which some were curious about. You see the design changes here. That metal camera housing no longer there. A lot of people actually seemed to like it, although many prefer this design. Personally, I don't think I really care either way because neither of them are ugly. Both are pretty nice. Let's see here, we're gonna get the phone restarted for the carrier settings. And while that's going on, I'll show you that there is basically very little difference in the design between these two phones. Looks like the antenna lines are a bit different, a bit lower on the S23 Plus, the bottom one anyway. There seems to be one fewer antenna line on this side of the phone. As far as how the phone feels in the hand, I think it feels pretty much exactly the same. The metal chassis is just as kind of pseudo-rounded, slightly flat as it was on the S22 Plus. Technically, I think this is, 0.2 or 3 millimeters thicker, this phone, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I can really tell in the hand. Pretty much the same size as the S22 Plus, so if you're cool with this size, you'll be cool with this one. T-Mobile splash screen as the phone starts up here. And again, just taking a look at the design changes, the differences here between the two phones. And it looks like the volume rocker and power buttons are slightly higher on the S23 Plus as well. Something else to sort of keep in mind there, if that matters to you. And let's get started here. Start. I will only agree to what I need to agree to. And I am not gonna bring over all my stuff from the S22 Plus just yet. I'm just gonna sign into my accounts and take you through the phone really quickly. And I'm signed into the Wi-Fi here, getting the phone ready. And the very first thing I can notice here for you side by side, that bezel is maybe ever so slightly thicker on the S23 Plus. But overall, it feels like a really robust and well-built phone, so that's not a big deal to me. As long as these bezels are uniform, I really don't mind how exactly thin or thick they are. Obviously, you don't want them super thick, but that's just something that I noticed there. The S23 Plus, slightly thicker bezels. All right, now it's time to set up face recognition and the fingerprint sensor. So I am going to start with the fingerprint sensor for now. Continue. And to do that, I need to set up either a password, a pattern, or a pin. So I'll do that first. All right, time to register our fingerprint here. Press your finger inside the circle, lift it when the circle is fully highlighted, then press again. Boom. All right, I'm kind of just doing different angles here. Does look different. It is a different animation than in previous Galaxies with this fingerprint sensor, this ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. Overall, pretty quick process. I'm going to add another one. I'll do my left hand this time. I typically add 2 instances of both of my thumbs, just in case, make it a little bit quicker to get into the phone via the fingerprint sensor. All right, what's next here? Checking. I am going to skip the Google Assistant for now. And here we've got some options for installing additional apps from T-Mobile. I am not going to do that. Of course, as mentioned, this is a T-Mobile variant. And once again, 2-factor authentication, signing into my Samsung account. We can choose which to have on among all of this stuff. Doesn't matter a whole lot. You keep on what you want to keep on. I'm just gonna keep continuity service on so I can copy paste between devices, things like that. And of course, I am going to choose dark mode, which I have liked a lot more than light mode for going on 13 years now. All right, I'm all set up. Let's hit that finish button and see what we've got here. Galaxy S23 Plus in the flesh. It has begun downloading some of my apps and data, and there you see our phone signal is up there. The first thing I want to check here, let us see how much storage we have. Okay, where are we here? There, storage and memory. So again, this is a 512 gigabyte version. I've got 454.6 gigabytes available, and it's using about 3 gigabytes of RAM. That's when I first start up this phone, so plenty of free storage. If you're pre-ordering this device, it's probably a good idea so you get that free storage upgrade. So again, for 256, the price of the 256 gigabyte version, you get 512. All right, diving back into settings here, let's take a look at our wallpapers here. Change wallpapers, and you see the different types here. These are all video wallpapers, and then here are the still image wallpapers. These are all the factory wallpapers specific to the S23 series. If I tap on this one, you see the video animation of this wallpaper. See if you like that or not. See some graphical wallpapers, ones that are just basically based on colors here. And of course, once I transfer my stuff over here from my S22 Plus, I'll be able to pick a photo or wallpaper from my gallery to use. Let's head back here, and I want to go into display, see what we have here. It is on adaptive motion smoothness, of course, 128 hertz. I believe it can go down all the way to 48 hertz. So it is adaptive. And I guess if you want to save battery, you can go back to the standard, but I can't go back to 60 hertz personally. Just too noticeable. I love how smooth 120 hertz is. Going back here, let's go to our navigation bar, and I'm going to choose swipe gestures. And under more options here, I'm going to turn off the gesture hint. Don't need that. Of course, you got additional options here: accidental touch protection, touch sensitivity, etc. Checking the about section here, we've got our software information. Of course, this is running Android 13. Overlaid on top of that is Samsung's One UI version 5.1. Let's dive into this camera real quick. Again, this is just an unboxing and hands-on, so I'm not going to be doing anything special. But let's bring in our King Tut over here and see how this camera fares. Alrighty, let us tap to focus a little bit there. Mr. Tut, see how this looks. Just point and shooting. Nice clarity there. You can't tell too much from this photo. Of course, this is laying right on the table, so can't really tell much about depth of field or anything like that, but very, very snappy. Shutter speed, I don't know if that's going to be an issue or not on this phone. I have heard mixed things, but just taking a photo real quick here, absolutely no problems with shutter speed, and I'll continue to mess with this. Interested in whether or not animations are much smoother or not. I've heard that they are actually a little bit smoother, and yeah, I think they've been fine recently on Samsung devices. But of course, that's something that Apple has had down, the animation smoothness around the UI, but honestly, that's all nitpicking. All of these phones, these devices are quite smooth. And I believe that is about it for now, guys. If you want a full review of this device, hit that like button so that I know. I've got links in the description if you're interested in picking one of these up, pre-ordering, or just straight up ordering if you're watching this after the pre-order period. And once again, I'm also getting in the cream version of this device, so I'll do a little bit of a color comparison here, especially with the white S22 Plus. Some people were curious about how those shades of white compare. I will also be getting in cases, the official Samsung cases, or at least some of them, for this device. So if you want to see all of that coverage, just hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to know when those videos drop. Otherwise, thank you for watching this unboxing and hands-on the S23 Plus. Once again, I'm a little bit amazed at how, even though the difference is so subtle in person, this is slightly less green and slightly more gray than it is showing up on the viewfinder of the camera, no matter what camera I use. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments whether or not you're picking this up, what color, what version of the S23. Give me all the details and let's chat in the comments section. I'll catch you in the next one.